Hey there! Today we're going to talk about a pen made by Sheaffer. I have the feeling it's been a while since I reviewed a Sheaffer, and this is a Sheaffer that was sent to me by Gold Spot Pens. The Pop Glossy Lime Green. Thanks to Gold Spot Pens. Now, interestingly enough, when I opened this I thought, wait a minute, I have seen this before. Not in this color, but a long time ago I reviewed something called the Sheaffer Award, which, as far as I can tell, is the same pen. So I don't know if Sheaffer sort of relaunched that pen but in different fun, interesting colors, or it seems to be something like that, because it's a really similar pen. Okay, I'm going to cover the parts of the pen, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and then we'll do a writing sample. Cardboard sleeve. And then a cute little box, which is really not that bad, given that this is a pen that goes on Gold Spot for $19.99, so $20. I don't think this is a horrible box. The pen's in there, it's definitely lime green. I'll take that out. And then there is a... you can take out this little pen bed. There's a black cartridge and a blue cartridge. Are these standard international? No, this is Sheaffer proprietary, so that's the way it is. Does it also fit an international cartridge? No, because it is Sheaffer proprietary. So it comes with the black and the blue one. I'm pretty sure I put in the blue, so that was the black I showed you. It comes with a little information booklet and the warranty and such, which also has some filling instructions, etc. And then, of course, we have the pen. So I'm going to cover the parts of the pen, tell what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and then we'll do a writing sample. Let's start at the very top of the pen, the finial. What do you see? It's a black finial. I'm trying to catch it in the light properly. It's black and it says Sheaffer, and when you turn it around it says Sheaffer. We have the clip with the famous Sheaffer white dot. Simple steel clip, and then the cap and barrel is all the same material. Clip is pretty springy, and when you really push that, I don't know if you can see, but the whole cap moves a little bit, so it leans a bit. Barrel, tubular, simple. At the end there, nice green end cap that matches the rest of the pen, and a little thing you can use to post the pen. So it's called the Pop. It does pop, and it does post. It's not a giant pen. It's not super small either, but it's not huge. And it's cute. All right. You can post it if you want to. Then you have a larger pen, but in a way, to me, that looks kind of disproportionate. Okay, nib section. Section is rubber, nib is steel, and it says Sheaffer, and in this case M for medium. The award I had was red and had a steel fine nib, if I'm correct. But that's been a while. I had that was not the smoothest nib I've ever used. You can look that up in my very old review of the award, but this nib is actually quite nice. It works well. So there you have it, and then, as I said, the Sheaffer cartridge, in this case the blue, has been inserted into the pen. Could you fit in a converter? I think that should fit, but again, then it has to be a Sheaffer converter. So you have to make sure if you don't have one, you pick that up when you buy the pen, if you really want to use bottle ink. Okay. Kind of what I have to say about this simple pen. They come in a couple of colors. The lime green is really it really pops. It's an interesting color, I would say. Definitely vibrant, which is nice. And that obviously anyone can use this pen. It makes me feel a little bit like this was sort of a children's pen, something for school. It's a fun color. It's not too big. It has a thinner grip with rubber on it, so it allows for if you haven't written a whole lot yet, you have a good grip on it. Simple, medium nib, but it works. It writes and it works. So I definitely enjoy that. Now, Nicely priced too. I mean, $20 is really not that much when it comes to fountain pens. And it does look nice. I mean, it's simple. It's very tubular. Obviously, it's like a simple cylinder. There's nothing particularly fancy or visually striking going on. But I do like, as I said, I do like that intense color. Things I don't like so much. Well, one thing I will say is, it feels pretty plasticky. It has a sort of a, I don't really want to say cheap feel about it, but it's definitely very plasticky. I mean, it's all plastic. It's very light, good clip, but it has a particular feel about it. It doesn't feel like this is an heirloom that you will pass on to your grandchildren, but that's okay. It's also not priced as such, right? It's an interesting pen for sure, and I think this would make a very good knockabout pen, or if you want to introduce someone to the hobby of fountain pens, then this would definitely be a good option. So there's that. Now, one actual bit of criticism that I have that I think extends beyond how it feels or etc., because that's all a bit subjective. But here's a bit of a problem I had. This rubber sleeve, I'm going to call it, around the section rotates. It rotates. You see, I'm holding on there tightly, and I can just make that spin. Now, you may wonder, is that really a big deal, Brown? Well, to me it is, and let me explain to you why. As you write with it, it's not really a problem, because it doesn't, I mean, clearly when you're holding this, the pen is not going to magically rotate around by itself, right? That's not going to happen. But it does become a problem when it's time to re-ink the pen, because if I hold this and it rotates and I try to unscrew the barrel, then I can spend hours and hours doing this, but nothing is happening. So what you really need to do is either really clamp down on this and then unscrew it, but now I'm exerting some serious torque there, or it's a lot of threads too. It's done. So that's a lot of threads. Or you have to hold it up here, but of course then you are dangerously close to the nib, and you run the risk of getting some ink in your fingers, which if you're a fountain pen user you should be fairly accustomed to, but still that may be a bit of an issue. If you use this in a, I don't know, corporate setting or something, you may not want to use red ink and show up as if you've just murdered someone. So that is a bit of an issue, and I find this the real problem with the pen. That's just not very comfortable, and especially if this is something to be used used by children, which I know it's not advertised as a children's pen or anything, but given the looks, given the shape, given the size, given the feel of it, I would that's as far as I'm concerned, one of the targeted audiences. I don't think children can exert this much pressure to open it, because I'm really clamping down on that. Another issue is that if I have a number of viewers who have issues with their hands, arthritis and such. I know they do, because they contact me about that. If you have that, then I don't think this is an ideal pen, because that is a bit of a problem. And whether it's a problem for everyone, I don't know. But I just want to point that out, because to me this is actually an issue with the pen. Then again, you're talking about a $20 pen. It's really not that bad. Fun colors, writes well, and that's what's important. And that's it. So, need to see the pen in action? I again thank Goldspot for sending it to me. I appreciate this. High resolution pictures, as well as measurements of the pen, will be on the website sbrebrown.com. I hope this was useful so far, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye. Okay, so here we go with the Sheaffer Pop. Ooh, horrid E. Lime green, the nib is medium steel, and the ink is just the Sheaffer blue that came in the cartridge. It's a pretty smooth writer. I do appreciate that, especially because the award I had never really struck me as super smooth. That was a fine nib though. Okay, that's all really fast and completely illegible, but there's not really a lot of skipping going on, so it's a nice nice performance. And also this pen has pretty much been capped for days, hasn't been touched, and it of course I gave it a quick shot on a separate piece of paper, but it started up pretty much immediately, which is an added benefit, I would say. Okay, wetness. It's not a super wet writer, but it's not extremely dry. Line variation, well, there is some to be had. It's a pretty stiff nib though, which also kind of makes me think of a school pen. But it does have a little bit of writing line variation. Reverse writing is actually very smooth. Often it's a bit scratchy. It is smooth. You see the pen starts to run dry, but I'm sure you can get away with a couple of words, and you do get a finer line than you usually would. So I would say you can take this from a medium to a fine. And that's all there's to it. So a kind thank you to Goldspot for sending me the pen. I appreciate it. I hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye.
Bye.